From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
We are tracking some showers this morning in the Blue Foothills and in the Blue Mountains. Snow levels around 4,500 feet, and you can see mostly dry for this morning. It's going to be a mostly dry day, but then we'll start to see the activity ramp back up for tonight. We are tracking some areas of fog for this morning, mainly in the lower Yakima Valley, also in the Kittitas Valley. I'd imagine that'd start to close in on the upper Yakima Valley as well, and then also up in the Cascades. So in those areas, take it slow on the roadways and use the low beam. So far, so good for the basin and for the Blues and for the foothills. Right now, temperatures are in the mid-40s in the foothills, mid-30s for the lower Columbia Basin and for the Kittitas and Yakima Valley. So I'm thinking it's just too warm to have to break out the ice scraper for this morning within lower elevations. Winds gusting between 15 to 25 miles per hour right now for the mountains, but those wind gusts will definitely ramp up for tonight. So here's the bottom line for the forecast. Mostly dry for today, but the next round of rain and winds arrives for this evening. It's looking like it's going to be a wet one for Christmas Eve, much drier for Christmas Day, but then very active weather after that. I'll tell you what all this means coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, traffic crashes have increased throughout the area, with Washington State Patrol investigating a deadly one that happened near the Pasco Gulfland. We have the details plus what law enforcement is doing to minimize these collisions. And we'll have more starting right now on Good Morning Northwest. So good morning, everybody. I am Jessica Jalal with all of your top headlines, and we're going to start with all of those stories right now. So Washington State Patrol is investigating a fatal crash that happened Sunday morning. Now this happened just before 10 a.m. on I-182 near Pasco Gulfland. Authorities say 23-year-old Erica Rojas Barragan of Pasco was driving west when she tried to pass another car going in the same direction. They say she hit that car, drove off the shoulder, crashed through the fence and rolled, landing right side up on Argent Road. The other driver ended upside down in the median, and Rojas Barragan was taken to the hospital, but she died from her injuries. The other driver was not hurt, and authorities say Rojas Barragan was not wearing her seatbelt. And authorities are investigating another crash in Richland. It happened last night just after 9 p.m. near the intersection of Columbia Park Trail and Rockwood Drive. One car rolled and landed halfway in the ditch, and authorities say a large part of the car became separated, which also landed in the ditch, and no other information is known at this time, but we will update you once we find out more. Now, we just told you about a couple of crashes, but there has also been an increase in crashes near the intersection of East 27th Avenue and Oak Street in Benton County. Because of this, the Benton County Sheriff's Office will be doing traffic enforcement at the four-way intersection and in the surrounding area. Deputies say failing to stop at the stop sign is the main contributing factor. And over the next few weeks, drivers will see more deputies conducting traffic to try and minimize the collisions. In crime news this morning, 4 people, including 2 juveniles, are arrested on suspicion of robbery, assault, and criminal mischief. 18-year-old Esteban Santa Rosa and Juan Bejar Cardenas have been arrested on suspicion of assault and criminal mischief, while the other 2 minors were arrested on suspicion of robbery. The Kennewick Police Department say the 4 were arrested after a search warrant at a home on the 5000 block of West Clearwater Avenue. Investigators with KPD say it stems from a robbery that happened on December 17th in the 600 block of North Arthur Street. And that's what we know at this time, as the investigation is ongoing. We'll update you once we know more. Making a difference, Cadlick Regional Medical Center delivers a special surprise for kids in the pediatric ward. Hundreds of toys have been delivered courtesy of multiple organizations as well as law enforcement in the community. Local radio station 94.9 The Wolf dropped off the toys, and these were donated over the past 5 weeks.
I have Crohn's, and so we got out of the hospital with that, and it's a core memory of me to be able to go to the toy center. And one thing that we wanted to do was make sure that we can help keep that toy center filled.
This donation has been happening for quite a few years, and so it's such a gift because they end up supplying me with toys and things that I can hand out to kids, not just at Christmas, but throughout the year.
Now, this was their 7th annual event, and they'll continue to do this every year. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, Ivanka Trump says she's not returning to politics. We have what sources in connection to her are saying is the reason. That's up next in your political headlines, but first, Josh will have your weather forecast.
Prosser Memorial Health orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist Dr. Tegan Goodell is now caring for patients at Prosser Orthopedic Center. Dr. Goodell brings his expertise in sports injuries and advanced arthroscopic procedures to the community, offering comprehensive care to athletes and active individuals throughout the region. To schedule an appointment with Dr. Goodell, call Prosser Orthopedic Center at 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Pasco, and Hermiston. It's time to start thinking of gifts for your friends and family. Smoke City for Less has all kinds of great ideas, like favorite character bags, trays, accessories, candles, and incense. And if your loved one is hard to shop for, get them a gift card so they can get what they want. Lowest prices and the largest selection of vape mods and the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. Check them out this season. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
'Twas just before Christmas, and the sale even Scrooge can't afford to miss is coming!
From 6 p.m. until the wee hour tonight, it's Griggs' famous all-night sale.
And all day today and tonight, Griggs is taking a whopping 25% off all toys. Check today's paper for spectacular hourly specials, unbelievable discounts, and gifts at clearance prices.
And all day and all night tonight, an extra 25% off all toys.
So don't go to sleep. Come to Griggs' famous all-night sale until the wee hours. Griggs, 801 West Columbia Street, Pasco.
Save now with Cascade Farm and Outdoors' latest mailer. Watch for it in your mailbox or pick up a copy in store. Save $25 on all regular price Justin boots. All regular price Montana Silversmiths jewelry is 20% off. Save $15 on Dickies hooded flannel shirt jackets. Sports Afield gun safes are 15% off. And all 511 tactical pants are $10 off. Get the gifts they want for less at Cascade Farm and Outdoor. Northwest. Homegrown, honest values.
Save now for your Christmas holiday at Bi-Mart. 30% off all winter socks, sleepwear, robes, thermals, and slippers. Store-wide Christmas savings are happening now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book.
And now a joke from Yolk's Fresh Market.
What did the egg yolk say to the lemon juice? Happy Hollandaise.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have a high wind warning that's in place for the Blue Foothills of Umatilla County, then also a wind advisory that's in place for the Blue Foothills of Walla Walla County and Morrow County. This runs from 10 p.m. this evening to 7 in the morning on Tuesday, and we'll show you coming up a little bit later in the show just how fast some of these wind gusts could reach to. First, let's talk about pass conditions for this morning. US 2 at Stevens Pass, packed snow. Traction tires are advised per WashDOT. And then we'll take it down to Interstate 90 at Snoqualmie Pass. It is slushy. Traction tires are advised. And then for US Highway 12 at White Pass in Yakima County, it's slushy. Traction tires also advised. And we'll slide down to the blues for one pass at least. Oregon 204 at Tollgate, it's slushy. You do have to carry chains. Now let's take it down to lower elevations where for this morning we're thinking fog for the valleys, should be mostly sunny for the basin and for the foothills, maybe even a leftover shower for the foothills. Then by 1 p.m. should be dry. We're thinking sunshine for the basin and foothills. Once again, fog for the valleys, but it looks like it might start to break apart, especially in the Yakima Valley. And then by 4 p.m. clouds starting to increase. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s, clouds increasing ahead of that storm system that we're going to deal with for tonight. But for today, highs about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. Winds gusting out of the south for the mountains, upwards of 20-25 miles per hour. But then for tonight, winds racing out of the south and southeast between 35 to 50 miles per hour for the mountains and for the foothills. Also, we'll have widespread rain at this point. I'll time that out and I'll tell you how much rain and snow we're anticipating, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In your political headlines this morning, President-elect Donald Trump announces new picks for his administration. In a social media post on Saturday, Trump tapped reality TV producer and former MGM television chairman Mark Burnett to serve as special envoy to the United Kingdom. Burnett produced Trump's reality show, The Apprentice, which helped make Trump a household name. Burnett will work to enhance diplomatic relations and will focus on areas like trade, investment opportunities, and cultural exchanges. And Trump also announced his nomination of Houston Rockets owner and businessman Tillman Fertitta to serve as the U.S. ambassador to Italy. In a statement, Trump said Fertitta founded and built one of the country's premier entertainment and real estate companies. Turning now to Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump says she is leaving politics to live more of a private life with her husband, Jared Kushner. The 43-year-old has worked for her father since she was 23, and when Trump left office in January of 2021, that's when she left. And sources close to her say while she will not be serving as an advisor during Trump's second term, she's still doing some, quote, quiet investing in certain areas of interest. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we are in the throes of the holiday travel rush and millions of Americans will be hitting the roads and the skies. But experts are warning about nasty weather occurring here in the Northwest all the way to the east side. We have how this could disrupt your travel plans after the break.
At HAPO, the holidays are about giving back and caring for our community. Since launching our winter giving campaign, December to Remember, we brought joy to over 100 families in our area. The impact this campaign has had on our community would not be possible without our employees. They come together to fundraise, purchase, and deliver gifts for families in need. As we continue to grow, so does our commitment to making a difference. In 2025 and beyond, we're proud to stand by you and the organizations that impact our community. Happy holidays from HAPO.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Through December 31st, receive rebates up to $1,850 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Come discover our hand-picked collections at D. Lynn's Boutique. Whether you're shopping for a cozy weekend getaway or a special night out, D. Lynn's Boutique has everything you need to shine this winter. Visit us in-store or online and let us help you wrap the season in style.
When uncertainty falls upon your freedom, you need an unwavering champion. We're dedicated to not just tipping the scales in your favor, but also delivering an unwavering and relentless defense. With over 5 decades of experience, we'll fiercely defend your freedom and secure the most favorable outcome. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
Christmas Eve in Lambeau. How is this not its own holiday? Saints, Packers in primetime? The North Pole's got nothing on a magical frozen tundra. I can't believe ESPN pays me to do this.
The Saints, the Pack, Monday Night Football tonight. Apple Valley News Now.
Next Live.
Whose reindeer's that? This can only mean one thing.
Santa comes to life for our holiday special with Mary J. Blige plus Rob Thomas.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and jump right into the forecast. Lots to talk about. We'll have small chances of rain this morning in the Cascades, Blues, and Blue Foothills, but it'll be a mostly dry day. But then for tonight, rain starts to pick up this evening across the map, likely reaching peak intensity after midnight. Snow levels will mostly be up around 5,000 feet overnight, so snow likely won't impact Snoqualmie Pass or Cabbage Hill. But we can't rule out a light glaze of freezing rain during the mid to late evening for Snoqualmie Pass. I think one of the biggest impacts from tonight is going to be the winds gusting out of the south and southeast upwards of 35 miles per hour for the Blue Foothills, 45 to 50 miles per hour for the Cascades and for the Blues. So we could have some spotty power outages, maybe even some downed limbs, and also difficult travel for high-profile vehicles. All right, the winds will, it'll still be blustery for tomorrow, but they'll be weaker overall. And for tomorrow, Christmas Eve will be a wet day, especially to start. We'll start to trend drier after lunchtime, although it'll take longer for the Cascades, Blues, and Blue Foothills. And then for Christmas Eve night, a few light rain showers could be left over in the lower Columbia Basin and Blue Foothills during the mid to late evening, but lower elevation should mostly be dry, and snow levels will likely drift below 3,000 and 3,500 feet, so we could see a transition of snow for Snoqualmie Pass and Cabbage Hill by the early to mid-evening, and snow will likely end in the Blues before midnight, but meanwhile, it could last through the night in the Cascades. All right, now on to snowfall totals for Monday and Tuesday. We're thinking between 3 to 6 inches for US 2 and US 12. We're thinking between 1 to 2 inches for Interstate 90 and US 97, and probably less than a couple of inches for our Blue Mountain passes. Here's some of the water totals we're expecting for Monday and Tuesday. Between 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of water for the valleys, 1/4 to 1/2 for the Basin, Foothills, and Cascades, between 1/2 to 3/4 for the Blue Mountains. Here are additional snowfall totals for Christmas Day: 3 to 4 inches for Snoqualmie Pass, less than an inch for Cabbage Hill and Meacham, but probably more for those passes above 3,500 feet. And then for water totals on Christmas Day, not much doing for lower elevations or the Blues, but look at this, 1 inch to 1.5 inches of water for the Cascades. Then we have another storm system for Thursday and Friday. 2 to 3 inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass, less than an inch for Cabbage Hill and Meacham, but again, more for Tollgate, more for White Pass, more for the Battle Mountain Summit. And then for water on Thursday and Friday, look at this, a very wet storm system, especially for the mountains, where we could get between 1 inch to 2.5 inches. Very wet in the Cascades in particular. Then we have another storm system into Saturday and Sunday, so the storms just kind of keep on coming at this point. And high temperatures staying about 5 to 15 degrees above average for this time of the year. All right, here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Mostly dry Christmas Day, then wetter and warmer for Thursday and beyond. In Yakima, small shower chances Christmas Day, then rain likely Thursday through Saturday. In Ellensburg, the same cycle as Yakima. Small rain chances Christmas Day, then rain likely past Thursday. In Hermiston, a mostly dry holiday, then wetter and warmer starting the day after Christmas. And then for Walla Walla, also a mostly dry day Christmas Day, but our pattern turns wetter again starting Thursday.
Thank you, Josh. Now looking at weather nationally, experts are warning about nasty weather from here in the Northwest all the way to the East Coast. This amid the holiday travel rush as millions of Americans hit the roads and the skies. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has more.
This morning, with more than 100 million Americans ready to take to the roads and skies, a fast-moving winter storm could be ready to throw travel plans into chaos. An Arctic blast has already dumped snow on several states from Pennsylvania to Massachusetts. And as we head into the holiday week, winter weather advisories are in effect for parts of the Great Lakes and northern New England as the next storm system moves in.
We're tracking a snowstorm that will bring snow to Chicago and Detroit by Monday evening. That then moves into upstate New York and western Pennsylvania early Tuesday morning. And by about 9 a.m. on Christmas Eve, snow anticipated along the I-95 corridor. Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire up to 6 inches. And we could see a coating making for a white Christmas potentially in New York City.
But that could complicate things for the nearly 8 million Americans flying to their destinations, gearing up for long lines to get through security.
50 feet from the door, and then it'll be outside. So it's a long time.
The TSA is expecting a 6.2% increase in passengers at checkpoints compared to last year. But despite the crowds, many travelers say they've been pleasantly surprised.
It's been pretty smooth, yeah, so far.
For those opting to drive, you can expect plenty of company. AAA says nearly 107 million people will be driving to celebrations. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, you may have heard the controversy around the promotion of the movie It Ends With Us from earlier this year, but there are now new developments. Blake Lively, who played the main character, is suing her co-star and director of the movie, and we have more details after the break.
It's not hard to be a mom, it's hard to be a good mom. It's easy to be a bad mom. That's so easy.
But to be a good mom is hard. To be a bad mom, that's as easy as being a great dad. That's...
Nikki Glazer, Alive and Unwell Tour. Legends Casino Hotel, Friday, February 14th. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster and Legends Gift Shop. She's alive and unwell. Don't miss Nikki Glazer.
Thank you, good night.
'Twas just before Christmas, and the sale even Scrooge can't afford to miss is coming!
From 6 p.m. until the wee hour tonight, it's Griggs' famous all-night sale.
And all day today and tonight, Griggs is taking a whopping 25% off all toys. Check today's paper for spectacular hourly specials, unbelievable discounts, and gifts at clearance prices.
And all day and all night tonight, an extra 25% off all toys.
So don't go to sleep. Come to Griggs' famous all-night sale until the wee hours. Griggs, 801 West Columbia Street, Pasco.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Christmas savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Find it online or pick up a copy in store. Find gift-giving favorites for less. Elements 55-inch smart TV is just $249.99. Save 20% off select $25 gift cards. Save $70 on Pit Boss's 3 Series electric smoker. And get a Philips 2-channel soundbar for just $34.99. Save now store-wide for your Christmas holiday savings, only at Bi-Mart.
On behalf of STCU, we want to present you with this $1,000 check. Hope for Huskies is comprised of a small group of passionate volunteers dedicated to taking in these dogs who need a second chance.
To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. To celebrate the Kraken on Apple Valley News Now, we're giving you a chance to win Kraken swag. To enter, click on Contests at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. One person each month wins the swag. From Yakima Federal Savings and Loan, Legends Casino Hotel, and Prosser Memorial Health.
New tractors, RVs, and some trucks illegal in Washington soon, tonight after football.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. And your entertainment news, actress Blake Lively has filed a civil rights complaint against her co-star and director of a movie that she starred in earlier this year.
The film It Ends With Us also starred Justin Baldoni. Lively has accused him of sexual harassment and retaliation. She alleges he and his team designed a plan to destroy her reputation.
Lively's complaint was filed in California on Friday, and she claims that during the filming of It Ends With Us, a meeting took place to address a hostile work environment that nearly stopped production of the movie.
Lively's husband, actor Ryan Reynolds, was present at the meeting. Lively claims Baldoni routinely showed her members of her team and other cast members nude videos and still pictures of women.
The 37-year-old actress also says Baldoni and the film's producer, Jamie Heath, would talk about their addiction to pornography and would make disparaging comments to Lively and her team. Baldoni has denied any wrongdoing.
The Hollywood Reporter says it has learned the talent agency William Morris Endeavor dropped Baldoni as a client after Lively's complaint was filed.
And in more entertainment news, we now know who will play the role of Skeletor in the upcoming Masters of the Universe film. It is Jared Leto, or Leto. I don't know how to say it exactly.
It's Leto. Yeah, Leto joins Nicholas Galitzine. I wish it was as easy to say as Leto, as He-Man. Camelia Mendez as Tila, and Idris Elba as Duncan Man at Arms.
And other announced villain roles include Sam C. Wilson as Trapjaw. I'm going to say this name wrong, but it's Hafthor Bjornsson as Goatman, and also Kojo Ada as Triclops.
How about this one, Allison Brie?
You got an easy one there.
Will play the role of Evelyn, Skeletor's second in command. Skeletor's second in command. Travis Knight will direct the film.
Masters of the Universe is slated to be released in theaters in June 2026, and this is not something I ever watched, but it sounds really, really cool. Also because there's a Skeletor GIF or meme that I use all the time where he's running. He's like, and he's like got his hands up in the air. So it's my favorite.
Jared Leto's career has been very interesting.
He can play anything.
Yeah, well, lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars.
Great, I love that band when I was
younger. And then, of course, he was Joker for a little while. Yep. I feel like that one's been scrubbed from history.
He can really morph himself into anything. He was, what was that vampire movie, Morbius, that no one liked? I think that's what it was called. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'll check later. Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6:30, FEMA is awarding Umatilla County Fire District Number 1 with a huge grant, and they know exactly what they plan to do with that money. Riley Fitzgerald breaks it down for us in the next half hour.
It's beginning to look a lot like savings during the holiday sale at Furniture Row. Stop in today because everything is on sale. Or get 48 months, no interest financing. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. Happy holidays from Furniture Row.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Here at the clinic, we stay up to date on the latest research and we offer cutting-edge therapies. We treat a number of different conditions, specifically Parkinson's disease, stroke recovery, traumatic brain injury, fibromyalgia, diabetes. We also treat folks dealing with cognitive decline due to aging.
We all have dreams and ideas about how life is going to be, and then life happens, and it's not necessarily what we pictured. So how do we deal with that? I've lived with multiple sclerosis for years. It's realizing that it's all one system. How do you reset your goals so that you can live a happy, healthy life even with chronic illness? And I can attest, yes, you can. My life is incredibly happy.
We first start by improving oxygen utilization in the cells because healthy cells are well oxygenated. We then work towards improving areas of the brain that are inefficient, and for this we use a number of different modalities. We offer oxygen contrast therapy, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, transcranial photobiomodulation, and our latest addition, brain high-intensity interval training.
We also build a schedule for the patient that makes it easy to adapt their game plan to their lives and the therapies they do inside the clinic. To get started, call 509-783-5465 and schedule an appointment with a client advocate today.
Have you ever had a day like this? Bad days are why we got in the game. Capuzza Lighty, Accident Injury Lawyers.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Get ready to feast at Legends Casino Hotel's ultimate all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. Dive into fresh Dungeness crab, wild Columbia River salmon, juicy prime rib, and much more. Taste it all every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
It's the holiday sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, everything is on sale, like the budget-friendly Summit Eurotop, easy on the wallet for only $379.99, or get 48 months no interest financing and free shipping. The holiday sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
Merry Christmas from all of us at Apple Valley News Now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, so how did you fare with your 3-degree guarantee from Friday? You got it, right?
I did good. It hit. So the jackpot did grow by $25. Let's go ahead and show you the numbers.
What's it at now? $50?
To support that. Yeah, who's on the 50? I think that's Ulysses S. Grant. Yeah. So the forecast high for Friday was 43 degrees. It verified at 45 degrees, so it's within that 3-degree threshold. That means that the jackpot did go up by $25. And so for today, my forecast high is at 51, and so if the actual high verifies between 48 to 54, that means that the jackpot is going to grow up to $75. But if my forecast busts, that means that the jackpot could be yours. So to figure out how to win the jackpot, you can go to applevalleynewsnow.com, click on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that's on your screen. All right, now let's talk about some of the weather that we have for this morning. It is quickly fleeting off towards our east as we did have this area of showers, snow showers above 4,500 feet in the Blue Foothills, also in the Blue Mountains, but it looks like that's racing out of the area. Today's going to end up being a pretty dry day, but that's going to change for tonight as rain and winds will pick up. Right now, the main thing that we're tracking would be reductions in visibility, down to 1 statute mile for the lower Yakima Valley and Sunnyside. The Kittitas Valley not seeing much visibility at all right now, so in those areas, take it slow, use the low beams on the roadways. We'll see if this starts to close into the upper Yakima Valley, but so far so good. It's looking pretty good in the basin and in the foothills, and for the most part in the blues as well. On to temperatures now, as they are in the mid-40s for the Blue Foothills, mid-30s in the lower Columbia Basin, also mid-30s in the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys. So I'm thinking for the most part for lower elevations, it's just a little bit too warm to have to break out the ice scraper for this morning. Winds right now gusting between 15 to 20 miles per hour for the mountains. They'll definitely be much stronger for tonight and into tomorrow morning. Here's your coat cast for today for the Tri-Cities. Heavy jacket stuff for this morning, light jacket stuff a little bit later in the day. I'll take you on a zone by zone tour of today's forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off this half hour in Oregon, FEMA is awarding Umatilla County Fire District 1 with a $6.9 million grant. Riley Fitzgerald tells us with this money, the district plans to hire 16 new firefighter paramedics.
Umatilla County Fire District Number 1 is planning on an expansion. The recently awarded FEMA grant titled SAFER for Staffing for Adequate Fire and Emergency Response is going to give the UCFD the ability to bring on more staff.
We cover a really large area from Hermiston, Stanfield, Echo, and Umatilla. So that additional 16 firefighters and paramedics is really going to increase our capacity to help the community.
Timber Hunt is the communications coordinator with the fire district. She says the district recently invested around $14 million into station renovations, updated equipment, and apparatus. With around 48,000 people in the district and ever growing, the need for more firefighters is continuing to grow.
Get down. We average about 17 calls a day, so increasing the amount of people that we have on staff not only builds camaraderie among the teams going out, but allows us we have to have the full staff that we need.
The district currently has 45 full-time state-certified firefighters and paramedics with 25 volunteers.
We have a really amazing health and wellness program, and we really pride ourselves on taking care of the individuals. This is not just a place you come into work and clock in and out. It's really a family, and we really foster that, and we invest in things like counseling for our first responders, an EAP, an employee assistance program. So really providing our team with the tools they need to succeed, not only here at work, but when they go home and can live a full, well-rounded life while staying in this career.
This FEMA grant was created to provide funding directly to fire departments and districts to help them increase the number of trained frontline firefighters available. In Umatilla County, Riley Fitzgerald, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Riley. And Hunt says right now the application closes January 10th for incoming firefighters and paramedics. Moving on to education news now, WSU Tri-Cities is introducing a new initiative designed to empower local students to create pathways to academic success. University officials say the Impact Scholars Program is part of a bigger plan the university has for its campus. The university is asking donors to join the program by pledging $50,000. This is to provide high school seniors wanting to go into WSU Tri-Cities the opportunity to help out with tuition costs, as well as giving them access to learning opportunities or mentorship.
This scholarship is not based on traditional things like GPA, although we do want students who are dedicated to excelling in their field. This is really focused on students who have overcome significant barriers or have very clear ideas of how they want to make an impact in their community, in their family, and beyond.
The scholarship will be open to high school seniors in the Tri-Cities school districts and surrounding areas, and officials say they are aiming to give 4 students the scholarship. The university is also celebrating its first donation from the Old Family Foundation. A new law in Washington set to go into effect could put the RV and trucking company in a tight spot. Starting January 1st, the state of Washington could stop the sales of new RVs and large trucks powered by diesel or gasoline. This comes after Washington decided to follow emission regulations modeled by California. The new rule will affect vehicles over 8,500 pounds. The CEO of the Washington Truckers Association says this rule is putting the cart before the horse.
That is a mandate directly on manufacturers to produce and sell an increasing number of zero-emission vehicles.
And coming up tonight, Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen takes a deeper look into the law and how this will also affect agriculture in our community. Up next, Seattle is getting a new police chief, and you may recognize him after he made headlines last week. We have the details on who he is after the break.
Touchdown.
New Orleans, Green Bay, Monday Night Football at 5. Apple Valley News Now.
Umatilla County Fire District Number 1, Eastern Oregon's largest emergency services provider, is hiring paramedics and firefighter EMTs to join our highly trained team of first responders. Excellent pay and benefits with great opportunities for advancement. Apply now at ucfd1.org.
Save now with Cascade Farm and Outdoors' latest mailer. Watch for it in your mailbox or pick up a copy in store. Save $25 on all regular price Justin boots. All regular price Montana Silversmiths jewelry is 20% off. Save $15 on Dickies hooded flannel shirt jackets. Sports Afield gun safes are 15% off. And all 511 tactical pants are $10 off. Get the gifts they want for less at Cascade Farm and Outdoor. Northwest. Homegrown. Honest values.
The holidays. So happy together. And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag and use your red tag bonus cash to get $5,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado. See your community Chevy dealers.
Save for your Christmas holiday at Bi-Mart, including bonus zone savings on Elements 55-inch smart TV for just $249.99. Store-wide Christmas savings are happening now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
'Twas just before Christmas, and the sale even Scrooge can't afford to miss is coming!
From 6 p.m. until the wee hour tonight, it's Griggs' famous all-night sale.
And all day today and tonight, Griggs is taking a whopping 25% off all toys. Check today's paper for spectacular hourly specials, unbelievable discounts, and gifts at clearance prices.
And all day and all night tonight, an extra 25% off all toys.
So don't go to sleep. Come to Griggs' famous all-night sale until the wee hours. Griggs, 801 West Columbia Street, Pasco.
Do it. That's what you said.
Do you know what's going on in your backyard?
The can out in front. They score! That's Kraken hockey, baby. I'm David Muir. I know who you are.
Thank you so much for making Apple Valley News Now's Good Morning Northwest and ABC's Good Morning America the most watched morning news on local TV.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's show you the forecast for some travel destinations. Starting off with Seattle. It should be mostly dry for today, but chances for wet weather definitely picking up into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. High temperatures here spanning from 45 to 55 degrees, and then taking it down to Portland. Should be mostly dry for today, maybe a few sprinkles, but then into Tuesday and Wednesday, certainly the chances for wet weather picking up. High temperatures staying in about that same range that we saw for Seattle, and then obviously colder for Spokane, as we'll have a hard time making it above 45 degrees. Overnight lows down into the low to mid 30s. Definitely looks a lot wetter for Christmas Eve as opposed to Christmas Day. Now let's show you the forecast for today, that zone by zone forecast for today. Starting off in Kittitas County, these highs ranging from the upper 30s to the mid 40s. Should be mostly dry for today. Can't rule out a few sprinkles in the Cascades mainly before lunchtime, but the big thing in Kittitas County for today will mainly be in the valley. Fog socking in the valley for a big portion of the day, and we could go through the same exact cycle for the upper Yakima Valley, but likely seeing a little bit of sunshine for the lower Yakima Valley, maybe even a good amount of sunshine for the lower Columbia Basin at times for today. These highs getting into the low 50s, and then for the Blue Foothills, also can't rule out a few showers, a few moments of wet weather for this morning, but mostly dry for today. Winds gusting out of the south and east upwards of 20 miles per hour for the Blue Mountains, a little precursor to the very strong wind gusts that we'll have for tonight. I'll show you just how strong those could be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In Washington, the mayor of Seattle announces he's hired a new police chief. It's Chief Sean Barnes from Madison, Wisconsin. The move comes less than a week after Barnes was thrust into the national spotlight. He coordinated the response to a school shooting last week that left 2 people dead and several others injured. The incident drew increased interest because the shooter was a 15-year-old girl. A Madison police spokesperson says Barnes' move has been in process for several weeks, and Barnes is replacing Seattle's former police chief, Adrian Diaz, who was fired for allegedly lying about having an affair with a staff member. Barnes is a nationally recognized leader in reducing crime, improving community police relations, and driving culture change. The mayor will welcome Barnes to Seattle with a public event in January and will begin a series of meetings with community members in city neighborhoods. In Oregon now, you could soon see cameras on school buses. The new state law is not a requirement, but it allows districts to install cameras on buses to help crack down on the drivers who pass the buses when they're not supposed to. Videos have gone viral of drivers blowing past buses, barely missing children. One teen told lawmakers that it happened to him, and this ultimately sparked the Oregon legislature to pass this bill, which will allow districts to install the cameras. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, egg prices are up almost $1 more than from the start of the year. With the average price and why it's increased coming up in your morning sprint. But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will have your full weather forecast.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet. Repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is $0. All I have to do is pick up the phone, and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
Alice's birthday is coming up. We're in this comfy room in Triple Play Hotel so we can make plans without her hearing.
So we need a huge cake, a giant salad, and a good-sized mariachi band. Hold on a second. Does it seem a little dark in here for 2 p.m.?
Sorry, guys. Where I'm from, they didn't do birthdays. It's very exciting.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
The Season of New Traditions sales event is going on now at Overturf Kia. Save big on select new Kia vehicles. 2024 Kia Telluride EX with all-wheel drive starts at $44,699. Plus, get 5.49% interest for 72 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Soon, it could be illegal to buy new motorhomes, heavy-duty trucks, and some farm equipment in Washington.
What the bill did was mandate California Air Resources.
Reporter Dan Hansen digs deeper.
It's just not feasible.
Apple Valley News Now, tonight after football.
Apple Valley News Now and Schweitzer present the Stay and Ski Giveaway, where you could win 2 nights and 4 lift tickets to Schweitzer. Enter on the contest page at applevalleyNewsNow.com. The Stay and Ski Giveaway from Schweitzer and Apple Valley News Now.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
A ski area on the Idaho-Montana border. Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Lots to talk about with this forecast. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We'll have small chances of rain this morning in the Cascades, Blues, and Blue Foothills, but it'll be a mostly dry day. And then for tonight, rain starts to pick up this evening across the map, likely reaching peak intensity after midnight. Snow levels will mostly be up around 5,000 feet overnight, so snow likely won't impact Snoqualmie Pass or Cabbage Hill, but we can't rule out a light glaze of freezing rain during the mid to late evening for Snoqualmie Pass. I think the biggest impact from tonight is going to be the winds, gusting upwards of 45 miles per hour for the Cascades, 50 miles per hour for the Blues, 35 miles per hour for the Blue Foothills. That main time frame 7 p.m. this evening to 4 in the morning tomorrow morning. So we could have some spotty power outages, some downed tree limbs, and travel will be difficult for high-profile vehicles. And it'll still be blustery for tomorrow, but the winds will be a little bit calmer. Now for tomorrow, Christmas Eve will be a wet day, especially to start. We'll start to trend drier after lunchtime, although it'll take longer for the Cascades, Blues, and Blue Foothills. And then for tomorrow night, a few light rain showers could be left over in the lower Columbia Basin and Blue Foothills during the mid to late evening, but lower elevations should be mostly dry. Snow levels will likely drift below 3,000 and 3,500 feet, so we could see a transition to snow for Snoqualmie Pass and Cabbage Hill by the early to mid-evening. Snow will likely end in the Blues before midnight. Meanwhile, it could last through the night in the Cascades. Here's some of the snowfall totals we're thinking for Monday and Tuesday. 1 to 2 inches for I-90 and US 97, 3 to 6 inches for US 2 and US Highway 12, probably less than a couple of inches for passes up in the Blue Mountains. Here's some of the water totals for Monday and Tuesday. 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of water for the valleys, between 1/4 to 1/2 for the Basin, Foothills, and Cascades, between 1/2 to 3/4 for the Blue Mountains. And then here are additional snowfall totals we're thinking for Christmas Day. 3 to 4 inches for Snoqualmie Pass, likely less than an inch for Cabbage Hill, but more for passes above 3,500 feet, including Tollgate, White Pass, the Battle Mountain Summit. And then the water totals for Christmas Day, not much doing for the lower elevations or Blues, but maybe an inch to 1.5 inches of water in the Cascades. Then we have another storm system for Thursday and Friday, 2 to 3 inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass, less than an inch for Cabbage Hill. But again, we're expecting more for those passes above 3,500 feet. And then in terms of the water totals for Thursday and Friday, a much wetter storm system, between 1 inch to 2.5 inches of water in the mountains, very wet, especially up in the Cascades. Then another storm system into Saturday and Sunday. So I think you get the gist. This is going to be a pretty active pattern. High temperatures staying about 5 to 15 degrees above average for the next 7 days. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Mostly dry Christmas Day, then wetter and warmer for Thursday and beyond. In Yakima, small shower chances Christmas Day, then rain likely Thursday through Saturday. In Ellensburg, the same cycle as Yakima. Small rain chances Christmas Day, then rain likely past Thursday. For Hermiston, a mostly dry holiday, then wetter and warmer starting the day after Christmas. And then for Walla Walla, also a mostly dry Christmas Day, but our pattern turns wetter again starting Thursday. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, drone show nightmare.
I don't think they're supposed to be falling. It wasn't like a big commotion because you could just see them falling. So obviously something had gone wrong. It had to be dozens that ran into each other and fell out because some landed in the water.
Drones went up to the sky, and honestly, just one shot out, a green one shot out and went directly towards me and my son. We turned around and we saw that he was hit. He was unconscious. It was horrible.
Now we're here in the ER because of the impact. Now he's in heart surgery, open heart surgery because of what happened. They're saying it was like equivalent to him getting hit by a car in the chest.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have more on what led to this shocking in-air collision. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Controlling my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture. Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi helped visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And with Skyrizi, many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 2 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's.
Now's the time to take control of your Crohn's.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 6:50. It's time for your morning sprint. We're going to start off in your national headlines. The price of eggs has gone up. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, a dozen of grade A eggs now cost an average of $3.65. That's up from $2.52 at the start of the year. Experts say bird flu is the major cause for these price hikes. The outbreak has wiped out flocks of hens, causing wholesale prices to climb. And the House Ethics Committee report on former Representative Matt Gaetz is expected to be released today. The committee secretly voted earlier this month to release the report, which is a reversal from the decision in November to keep it under wraps. The report is an investigation into Gaetz' alleged drug use and sexual misconduct, among other things, which Gaetz has denied. It's rare for a report to be released after a member has left the chamber, but not unheard of. In your business news, if you never received your stimulus check in 2021, you still might be able to get it. The IRS plans to send recovery rebate credits to 1 million people who never got their check. The maximum payment is $1,400 per person. If you're eligible, you will get a letter in the mail and payments will go out automatically. That'll be via direct deposit or a paper check. Members of Starbucks Workers United had their first strike in 13 months, and it could spread to hundreds of stores. The protest is a push by workers who want the company to honor a framework for a first union contract. The union has won the right to represent workers at around 500 stores, but that's a fraction of the 10,000 company-owned stores. In case you missed this, Party City has filed for bankruptcy for the second time in less than 2 years, and the filing comes just a day after it announced it was shutting down all of its stores and will be winding down operations immediately. Corporate employees were told Friday was their last day of employment, and stores will close on February 28th, and the company says they will have going out of business sales while supplies last. In your health headlines, the Affordable Care Act is on track for another year of record signups. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services says 16.6 million people enrolled for coverage beginning January 1st. Open enrollment will continue through January 15th. If you enroll now, your coverage will begin in February. The FDA is approving the first prescription medicine for obstructive sleep apnea. It's the weight loss drug Zepbound. Zepbound has been cleared to treat moderate to severe forms of sleep apnea in those with obesity. Without insurance, Zepbound costs just over $1,000 per month. With insurance, costs can run to hundreds of dollars a month out of pocket. In sports news, now you can catch the next 2 FIFA Women's World Cup tournaments only on Netflix. Netflix purchased the rights for the 2027 and 2031 games for an undisclosed amount. Starting next year, Netflix will also become home of WWE's flagship Monday Night Raw program, and that 10-year deal is valued at more than $5 billion. And now we go to your top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning. In Benton County, there has been an increase in crashes near the intersection of East 27th Avenue and Oak Street. Benton County Sheriff's Office deputies say failing to stop at the stop sign is the main contributing factor. Because of this, BCSO will be doing traffic enforcements at the four-way intersection and the surrounding area. So over the next few weeks, drivers will see more deputies conducting traffic. And the city of Umatilla is soft launching its new pedestrian bridge this morning. It spans along the Umatilla River, connecting the South Hill region to downtown, and it's meant to be safe and scenic for walkers and cyclists. This construction started after the bridge was damaged by floods in 2019 and 2020, and the final improvements will happen in the spring. Also in Umatilla, a business that's been around for about 4 years is finally getting its own storefront. Greater Purpose Heating and Cooling offers not only heating and cooling systems, but also repair systems, and it has been continuously growing. A ribbon cutting was hosted by the Umatilla Chamber of Commerce, and the building is located at 1271 6th Street. A new state law that's set to go into effect could put the RV and trucking company in a tight spot. Starting on January 1st, Washington could stop the sales of new RVs and large trucks powered by diesel or gasoline. That comes after the state decided to follow emission regulations modeled by California. The new rule will affect cars or vehicles over 8,500 pounds. And coming up tonight in our evening newscast, we'll have more on this law and how it will affect agriculture locally. Now, if you like looking at Christmas lights and singing carols, listen to this. The Neighborhood Carol Drive is taking place in Kennewick all through December. It's along the streets of Garfield and Kent, also 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th. And there are about 78 unique houses that you can look at with your family, and children are welcome to take pictures with the house lights. Trending this morning now, it's become a holiday tradition of sorts. Adam Sandler's Chanukah song is marking 30 years.
Tell your friend Veronica.
Wear your yarmulke. Oh, that's the only part I know.
No, that's right. That's right. Saturday Night Alum first debuted the song during a weekend update segment on December 3rd, 1994. Over the years, Sandler has expanded the song, adding different lyrics and cultural references, but the tune has stayed the same.
And you just heard it from Josh right there. Well, Sandler says the song has been especially meaningful to his family, including several cousins, and says even today when he hears the song on the radio, he gets excited. I think we all do.
Yes.
Something Hanukkah, wear your yarmulke.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Adam Sandler, just like a good person, universally loved, so love that for him.
There's no one that doesn't like him, and if there is, there's something wrong with him, right?
He's a millionaire. I don't think he's a billionaire, but he dresses like, you know.
I know, he dresses like Goofy,
yes.
But then
that makes him more endearing, though.
Exactly, and then people started doing that too. It became a trend. I loved seeing that.
Yep.
But I also love seeing good weather, Josh. And are we having any of that? Are we having a wet Christmas and not a white Christmas?
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a wet Christmas. Actually, Christmas Day is probably going to be the driest day over the next 7 days other than today. You can see things really drying out. This drying trend actually happened a little bit faster than I was expecting, but don't you worry, we have more wet weather that's going to arrive tonight. The winds are going to pick up for tonight as well. We are seeing reductions in visibility for Ellensburg and Sunnyside, so in those locations, take it slow, use the low beams. Right now, temperatures are mostly in the mid-40s for the foothills, low to mid-40s for the foothills, mid-30s for the basin and for the valley. So for today, temperatures up into the 40s and 50s, about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. But for tonight, winds picking up, especially for the Cascades, Blues, and Blue foothills. And snow will be a factor over the next 48 hours, but mainly for our mountain passes.
And it's almost Christmas Eve. Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Good Morning America is up next. We'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great Christmas Eve.